But it was really great fun, and meeting Mika was great. It's like a fun fair, don't you think? It's my first time that I've come to a Formula One racetrack, so it was very, very exciting for me. I even helped the mechanics with all their oil and fixing the cars. He's a really cool, laid-back guy. He makes a lot of jokes, and you don't know whether to take him seriously or not. But he's a Finn, and I've been to Finn, and I love Finn, and so he's a great guy.
The only thing that I need is energy, really. I can get inspiration from any moment when I'm living. For example, I can be inspired by nature, by other people's music, by going on tour. Through the violin, I speak to people, and I think the violin in my musical world is my favorite partner, definitely. Without the violin, you know, I don't really speak to people. Once I've been inspired by something, then I try to focus and write a piece of music based on that. Because there are a lot of times when I get many ideas flying around in my head, but I'm on tour, and I don't have time to sit down with a keyboard or with a computer or with a grand piano and compose something. I just love the taste of milk. People think I'm mad. People either like milk when it's hot, or people like it when it's cold. But I like it room temperature, like babies drink it, you know, warm room temperature, because then you can really taste it. Makes you strong, makes you grow, makes you have good bones. I love milk so much that when I turned 18, I had a milk bath for the first time. There was one time when a mobile phone happened to influence me and inspire me to write a whole new piece of music. I had a childhood. Everybody has a childhood. It's never taken away from them. It's just what you do that is different from other people. But I never regret one moment of it. I think there's nothing more exciting than growing up in the music business. I think I had all the things my friends had, just maybe I spent more time working from a young age, but that was my choice. I am a classical musician, but at the same time, I'm someone who's grown up as a child of the 90s, and for me to understand and appreciate both worlds and bring it together in one number, it just seems very natural and easy to me. Things like falling in love, I think nothing can stop that, a busy career. If you fall in love, you fall in love. It's a very organic, natural process. I think that movement is just a natural expression for me. Music is part of everybody's lives, a big part of my life. And for me, movement and music are not separate. I can play 6-8 hours a day and never feel pain in my arms, no matter how much moving I do in front of an audience on stage. So in that way, I know myself that being quite an active person out of music, I want to bring that element into my music when I'm performing live, but I know the boundaries. After making a rough sketch of the Devil's Trill, I then went into studio, put it down in computers. That's when you get to hear the music. It was just great to work on the sounds because you have them in your mind, but when you get working on them with a live instrument, with live players, with yourself on violin, with a whole mixing desk in front of you, the whole thing comes to life. And for example, The Devil's Trill, that was a real challenge because it's so exciting as it is, as Tartini wrote it. There is a legend to this Devil's Trill, which is that Tartini once woke up in the middle of the night with a dream in his head. What happened was the visit from the devil inspired him to write a whole piece based on trills, very, very difficult trills. And a mobile phone often wakes me up from a sleep.
Well, tell you what, there was the track sheet from the original.
Vanessa, you ready?
You hear me? Yeah, my mom's great. She's a member of a small team of people whose opinions I really trust when I'm working on certain projects. But most of the time, she's kind of in the background. She kind of understands what I do. She always proposes things to me. And we have a very kind of close mother and daughter relationship, but she's a great part of my team, I'd say, my mom. And I've grown up all my life in a very cosmopolitan, personal upbringing. So we're very close-knit. I'm very close to my grandma, to my parents, and I'm an only child. And it's great that my family, they really understand what I do in music. I definitely think that my mixture of cultures had a profound influence on my work as a musician, because I grew up in such a cross-cultural environment. And I grew up in such a free world, really, with a lot of love around me. The thing about music is that it's a very personal art, and there are times where I just simply have to work alone, but that's no reason to ignore other people's input, because I do work with a small team with people whose opinions I really, really respect. It's true that technology and classical music never met hundreds of years ago, but there's no reason why somebody like me can not update classical music and bring it into the future and really change it so that people of this generation can appreciate it too. When I first saw the Siemens SL10, is it SL10 or LS? I was pleasantly surprised because it was just so compact and so petite. And I just thought, how could it pack in so much information in just one phone? I was really excited about seeing the phone for the first time. Difficult on the violin, but it's easy for you to hear on the phone.